Welcome to a reading of in-game lore from Control. This video contains all the collectible documents found under the Correspondence non-official heading in the base game. Book Club Lopez. Unless You. Review by Captain Lopez. These days, most YA novels intertwine the coming-of-age story with either a contrived dystopian setting or a tragic romance. Unless You manage to do both. In the story, the protagonist and her love interest search for a cure to a virus called the Fix, which is simultaneously killing her and spreading across the whole world. To find the cure, they go on expeditions into dangerous, uncharted territories. The people all live in walled cities now because dystopian future, and along the way, they just have to fall in love. I liked how we never got to know if the Fix was ever actually fixed. The ending was bold, especially for YA. The main character succumbs to the Fix when she's so close to the cure and commands her love interest to go on and save the world. She knows this is the end for her, but that the job can still get done. She dies out in the unknown, alone and surrounded by danger, but never loses sight of the goal. That's a good soldier's death. I give the book 3 out of 5. I feel most of the teenage angst is a little lost on me, but I'd recommend it to my brother's kids. Book Club Penny. Hello avid readers. The Bureau Book Brunch will convene at the usual spot in the corner table of the cafeteria at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Currently discussing Unless You by J.D. Brooks. Everyone should get their reviews to me by Monday before lunch so I can generate some conversation starters before the meeting. Happy reading, Penny Bartwell. Book Club Philip. Book Club Thoughts by Philip P. Unless You hooked me right away. It began with visceral dismemberment scenes and the great unsettling vibe created by the unexplained creature they named the Fix. As an avid horror fan, I loved how the story veered from the genre conventions into something a little more, for lack of a better word, weird. Everything felt familiar but just a little off. The characters even comment on it, saying how their lives fell out of control as if they were just programmed to perform the same empty actions over and over. Very meta. And I love the way they left the ending wide open. What happened to the guy ordered to watch those monitors for the rest of his life? Did the Fix get him? Is he dead? Did he end up in the parallel reality with the others? We don't know, and that's okay. All in all, an interesting read. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Points deducted for some of the clunky dialogue and unbelievable choices the characters made. I mean, who the hell would follow orders from their boss in the middle of such a horrible slaughter fest? But I guess I shouldn't demand too much realism from a work of fiction. Book Club Samson. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Samson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas goes, this was alright. The title Unless You could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and guns space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brainworms, and that space dogfight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 2 out of 5. Clog Complaint. That gross blockage down the water systems is back. What the fuck is it? And where does it keep coming from? And why the hell does Ati keep yelling nonsense at it? He acts like he can understand him. Of course, he acts like we can understand him too. Guess that's just his brand of crazy. I'm gonna try out a new drain cleaner, Extreme Strength. Darling, Dimensional Staffing. Dimensional research is going to change everything. The work we do there will be brilliant, dangerous, and revolutionary. So we'll need staff that meet the challenge. So far I'm considering Carla Vaughn, Lorenzo Dunn, Hubert Tan, Edna Pierce, either Beth Harrington or Abe Lewis if their departments can spare them for a bit. Emily is an obvious choice, but who knows what'll come out of the doorways we open. Perhaps it's better to keep her somewhere where the work is less unpredictable. But she won't like that. And there's no way she won't notice a secret new research department. She's too sharp. Dinner reservations. Dinner reservations at 7 p.m. at Chez Ombre. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at lobby reception. Remember, she's turning 46. Furnace complaint. Regarding the furnace, why aren't we allowed to burn outdated paperwork in it? Seems like a waste of perfectly good fire. I'm just trying to save you a few bucks and a lot of sweat. Usually people in suits appreciate that, right? What is the furnace even heating? And who's in charge of it anyway? It's always lit, but I never see anyone tending to it. And the noise it makes, it's a little, I don't know, off. I mean, I can't be the only one who hears the weird wheezing or whatever it is. Someone should take a look at that thing. Might be time for replacement. Janitor complaint. Has anyone else seen the janitor mopping up around here? Isn't this a restricted access area? Who gave him permission to come in here? And how the fuck did he get through the maze? Dr. Tan. Mail tube complaint. Hey Bozer, get this. The accounting department still says they haven't received my expense reports. They say the receipts probably got lost in the mail tubes because of a shift or a threshold or some such fuckery, and that if I don't have the originals, they can't verify my expenses for reimbursement. This is such bullshit. Why do we even use these fucking tubes if they just spit our mail out in some other goddamn dimension? Just venting here before I make a formal complaint. Useless pieces of shit. Rodriguez. Plant complaint. Hey, so I was just wondering about the plants in research. Is it really necessary to sing to them? I mean, that janitor does have a nice voice and the plants sure seem to like it. But maybe you could just switch it up a bit. I'm getting pretty tired of the tango. And where did these plants even come from? No one seems to remember when they were planted. And people like them a bit too much if you ask me. Are we being invaded by houseplants? Worth looking into. Dr. Lewis. Quarry equipment order. We need additional diamond blades ASAP. Continuous rim this time to get the clean-cut research wants. This black rock shit is tough. We're going through blades like we're made of the damn things. The dimensions for these slabs of black rock they want are outrageous. For all the grief they're causing me, these fire breaks better fucking work a treat. Go ahead and double the last order. Quarry worker incident. Linda, I saw David last night. I was working late in the quarry when he stumbled out from behind some black rock. Looked like hell. I called up to medical right away. He was half starved. He's been missing for 2 weeks, so I guess it's not a surprise. While I was waiting for someone to come help, he kept telling me about some carvings. Something about an ancient tree. I couldn't really understand him. When the medics came, they brought security. They grabbed David and hauled him off. They interrogated me for a couple hours about what David had told me. Anyway, I know you're on the next shift, so thought I'd leave this for you. He was your husband. You have a right to know. The way security was acting, well, I don't know if we're going to see David again. I'm so sorry, Linda. Burn this after you read it. B. Sand memo. To all dimensional research staff, I've heard that numerous people have been complaining about the sand piled up around dimensional research. This sand is precious research material from a foreign dimension and will be examined more thoroughly when I have the time. If you attempt to clean or dispose of the sand, I will bar you from any future research endeavor. You'll spend the rest of your career licking envelopes in a cubicle staring at a cat poster. Do not touch my sand, Dr. Darling. Shifted bathroom complaint. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. D. Rodriguez. Tea time. Hey Malcolm. Yes, tea time's at 7. I'll see you at the course on Sunday morning. By the way, have you heard about this Tennyson report? Apparently there's a bunch of copies drifting around the office. Trent is looking to get his hands on any information about who wrote it. You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about that, would ya? See you Sunday, Jim. Sticky note complaint. To whom it may concern, in case you're not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. My office is unusable now. I'll be working from home until this is resolved. You can reach me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, J. Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff. Tennyson report warning. Listen, Trench is on the warpath about this Tennyson report thing. He wants to know who wrote it and he wants to know yesterday. Whoever did this is going to get crucified. I don't know if it was one of you guys and I don't want to know. I'm not super keen on leading a witch hunt, so tell everyone in the sector to keep their heads down. Best not to be on anyone's radar right now, you know? I tell ya, not even counting all the weird shit we deal with, this place can be a downright hostile work environment sometimes. A. Trench, do not disturb. Barbara, I'm not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara, not a single one. Trench. Underhill, checking in. Hello, Raya. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise, incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. But I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good on a project together, could learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admired that about you. Talk soon, Casper. Upcoming game reminder. Next game is Wednesday at 8, usual spot. Hazard owes me $20. Irish, still on fucking winning streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson, suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, I owe you $60. I bought beers last time, so it's Hepstenstall's turn. Remus. Work chat, dead dog. I see your creepy teeth delivery and raise you a dead dog. Yeah, like a straight up deceased dog. Had a collar on it and everything. It'd been rotting in that box since they packed it up. Go ahead and imagine how that smelled. So don't go whining to me. Wish I got to watch a parade of human teeth. Work chat, plane parts. Okay, Mr. Dead Dog, what do you think of this? You know that airplane we brought in? Like the actual proper airplane? Guess who they made catalog every individual piece of that plane to be examined for a suspected altered status. I had to count every bolt, nut, and piece of non-connected metal. And that's just on the exterior of the damn thing. Do you know how many pieces of hardware it takes to make an airplane? I do. Work chat, teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross.